Welcome to the Nevis Newscast for Friday, June 5th, 2020. I'm Fredicia Liebert. More than 48,000 persons had the opportunity to vote in the National Assembly elections today, Friday, June 5th. 129 polling stations were scheduled to open at 7 a.m. and close at 6 p.m. to allow more than 35,000 voters in St. Kitts and more than 12,000 voters in Nevis to elect their parliamentary representatives, including those who will form the new government. As the Federation remains in a state of emergency, voters were required to adhere to the health protocols in the Emergency Powers COVID-19 regulations, in particular social distancing and the wearing of masks. One independent candidate and 22 others from 5 political parties, Concerned Citizens Movement CCM and Nevis Reformation Party NRP in Nevis, as well as People's Action Movement PAM, People's Labour Party PLP, and St. Kitts Nevis Labour Party in St. Kitts, contested the elections in 11 constituencies across the Federation.
In these elections, we have presented a platform. We have presented a manifesto which contains a number of programs and policies and ideas that will be implemented when we form the government on the 6th of June 2020. Of course, these are ideas that will bring tremendous benefit to the constituents of Nevis 11 and at the same time, the people of Nevis. Based upon my track record, based upon my report card, and based upon the level of performance, the achievements, and the accomplishments that have been achieved on behalf of the good people of Nevis 11. And so, I would want to thank the people for going out in their numbers on this polling day and giving their endorsement by means of their vote to the candidates of the Nevis Reformation Party.
I've been moving around to the different polling stations here in Nevis 10, constituency of Nevis 10, and I must say that the turnout looks pretty impressive, especially here in Hanley's Road and up in the Rollins area as well. Those 3 areas in particular, the 2 boxes here in Hanley's Road and the box for Rollins, those look very impressive in terms of the turnout. It was a little slow over in the Zion area this morning when I was there, but I'm expecting it to pick up. I'm expecting it to pick up at the preschool and at the Gingerland Secondary School as well. I am very confident, and so are the other candidates of the Concerned Citizens Movement, the Honourable Alexis Jeffers, the Honourable Mark Brantley. We have taken our message to the people over the past few weeks. It has been a short, very intense campaign, and I believe that the message that has been taken to the people of Nevis has resonated and resonated well. And we are believing that this message that has been taken will bear fruit in the results of the general election. And so I am very confident that I will be returned as the representative for Nevis 10. I'm very confident that the Honourable Mark Brantley will be returned as the representative for Nevis 9, and the Honourable Alexis Jeffers will be returned for the representative for Nevis 11. We are very confident that we're going to take all 3 seats to the federal cabinet, to the federal assembly. And so we have done the work. It's now for the people of Nevis to speak, and we expect them to speak and speak loudly in the favour of the Concerned Citizens Movement. And of course, we want to thank the voters of Nevis in advance for this victory that we are expecting at the polls.
The incumbent Team Unity administration, comprising CCM, PLP, and PAM, is seeking a second term in office. Following the close of the polls, the ballot boxes were transported under armed guard to each constituency's counting site, where the votes will be counted starting at about 8 p.m. Supervisor of Elections Elvin Bailey will share the results with the public as they become available. Stay tuned to Nevis Television as we'll join Vaughan Radio to bring you live coverage of the election results from 8 p.m. Meantime, the entire electoral process is being observed by a 3-member CARICOM electoral observation mission. At the invitation of the government of the Federation of St. Kitts and Nevis, CARICOM fielded an election observation mission to monitor the general elections. The three-member mission, headed by Jasper Jean-Baptiste, Chief Elections Officer of St. Lucia, monitored Friday's voting process, including the opening of the poll, the casting of votes, the closing of the poll, and the counting of the ballots. The CARICOM Election Observation Mission will also proposes to meet with the electoral officials, leaders of political parties, and other stakeholders of the Federation of St. Kitts and Nevis. The members of the observation mission arrived in St. Kitts and Nevis on Wednesday, June 3rd, 2020, and will depart on Sunday, June 7th, 2020. The Election Observation Mission will issue a preliminary statement based on its observations and findings. A report on the general elections will be subsequently prepared and submitted to the Secretary General of the Caribbean Community. For CARICOM, election observation serves as a platform to support existing democratic traditions within the Caribbean community as part of its wider policy of supporting democracy and good governance. In this regard, at the request of the government of the Federation of St. Kitts and Nevis, the CARICOM Secretariat conducted a virtual training in election observation for the group of local election observers. Meantime, on Friday, June 5th, the members of the Royal St. Christopher and Nevis Police Force and the St. Kitts and Nevis Defence Force were out in their numbers around the country, particularly in the area of polling stations, to ensure the security of the people and that orderly voting was maintained in an environment of free of violence and intimidation, among other things. A statement from Commissioner of Police Hilroy Brandy noted that the police is charged with maintaining law and order throughout the entire electoral process. He urged the members of the public to cooperate with the police and other members of the security forces in an effort to avoid any mishaps and/or breaches of the peace and to work together to ensure the security of all citizens and property. Still to come, Ministry of Human Resources issues notice regarding COVID-19 special financial aid. The details right after this break.
Known as Uwali, land of beautiful waters by its native inhabitants, and later nicknamed Queen of the Caribbean by British settlers, Nevis has long relied on its natural prowess and resources to create livelihoods for its people. The people of Nevis have long remained connected to the gifts nature has bestowed. As an ambassador of this majestic island, it is my duty to encourage my people to nurture, preserve, and protect what makes us unique as a people and strong as a country.
This one is dedicated to my lovely little island.
Welcome back. The Nevis Island Administration, through its Ministry of Human Resources, informs that the Queen Elizabeth Commonwealth Scholarship is now open for applications. The scholarships are fully funded and provide students from Commonwealth countries the opportunity to gain a master's degree while developing new skills through experiencing life in other countries. This year, in response to the COVID-19 pandemic, distance learning scholarships have also been introduced. The scholarship offers benefits including tuition fees, a return economy flight, research support grant, an arrival allowance, and a regular stipend or living allowance. For additional information, application guidelines, eligibility, and queries, visit the Association of Commonwealth University website www.acu.ac.uk. The deadline for applying online is July 9th, 2020. The following is a notice from the Ministry of Human Resources regarding its COVID-19 special financial aid. In view of the COVID-19 pandemic, the Ministry of Human Resources in the Nevis Island Administration announces the availability of its COVID-19 special financial aid. This assistance will be provided to students who are citizens and residents of St. Kitts and Nevis residing on Nevis, presently studying abroad and have not returned to the Federation, not on a full scholarship, and in dire need, finding themselves in a financially vulnerable position as a result of the pandemic. The notice states that the Nevis Island Administration understands the financial impact that the COVID-19 has had on the island students and their families, and is committed to helping the students minimize the impact where possible. This will be in the form of a disbursement of $1,000 per month for May, June, and July of 2020 in the first instance. For assistance and the collection of application forms, contact the Ministry of Human Resources at 469-5521, extension 5160, or send an email to hrdept@niagov.com. That's it for this edition of the Nevis Newscast. On behalf of all of us here at the Department of Information, I'm Freddie Silibert. Thank you for viewing.